Okay, so if anybody's watching this, excuse me, on a replay, um, this live was spontaneous. This live is linked to a current feeling that I have now. So this doesn't necessarily mean hello, mate. This doesn't necessarily mean I'll feel this way tomorrow. This doesn't necessarily mean I'll feel this way next week. But I'm feeling something right now that I felt that if I didn't go live and talk about this with my viewers, that I would sit there all night questioning myself. Hello, mate. Thanks for joining. Thank you for everyone that's coming on. So, thank you, Steve. So it's not going to be a bright, bubbly live stream, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. So I can start off with some positivity. So, hello, mate. So here's how my last few days have gone, and this is what this has led to. So please just allow me to explain a moment. So I took a bit of time off work, which is well needed. I don't take proper breaks from work. Any holiday times I've ever taken have been like to do the shows and things. This is the first time I've took time off for me in probably years, minus being locked down. And this is what's happened. So Friday, I went off to see the guys at Skinny Legs Tarantulas, who were very hospitable, very lovely. I actually had a really amazing time. Come home with some goodies, which you'll see in a future video. And then I went off to see an old friend yesterday. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I got so drunk last night that there are blanks in my mind, right? It was wicked to have a catch up with such an old friend. And then today I spent most of it dying from my hangover. And then I caught a train home at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I've been in home now for about an hour and a half, something like that. And I came in, I've had a really awesome time. Aside from being tired and hungover, I've had such a good time that I was kind of excited to come up and look in the realm. Okay, so I will get to people's comments in a bit. So I come into the realm, and this is where things got weird. So I've got a freshly malted Phrygonistia stick insect. I've got a freshly malted tarantula. I've got all my LP slings lined up in a row. Everyone's alive and well. Yet I felt nothing. And this is where it gets strange. So during my time away, out with my friend, she put some home truths in my head about my personal life, nothing to do with YouTube and the bugs and things. And I opened up for the first time things that I've kept really deep. And this is someone that I've known for years. So it all kind of spilled out, and that wasn't my intention of a holiday. My intention wasn't to spill out so much stuff. It was just to have a laugh, right? And it was great. And I felt better that I'd done that. But I've come in here now, and this is the part that gets weird. This has got nothing to do with these personal home truths, or it might be linked in some way. But I've come in here, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I live by quite a big routine. I work 40 hours a week, not the best of jobs in the world. I'm not putting it down. Like the job's okay, but money-wise, it's not the best job in the world for the hours that I do. And then you've got to double that for animal maintenance, filming, recording, all my projects. So you guys might have only heard a few bits to do with Project Paradise, but you don't have a clue the time that's actually going in behind the scenes. And having this little time away has made me realize that I don't do anything with my life except for work, animals, YouTube. To actually spend time with somebody that isn't a spider person, that isn't even a particularly YouTube person, really kind of opened up my eyes to what, excuse the language, but what the fuck am I doing here? And I should be excited by these molts. I should be excited by these slings. I should be excited about what I'm going to film next. And I'm not. All I can think about is freedom. All I can think about is having a life back again. And I'm not reading comments yet because I've got to let this out, okay? So I will read in a bit. But I'm really at a point now where I didn't understand how unhappy I was. Sorry. With my life. And now I realise that this whole routine of everything I do has been masking the demons within. Basically, it's been my my wall put up so I don't feel those things. And it's good that they're out because it means I can work on them now. But at the same time, I don't want to give nothing up. Like, I know the title and the way I'm speaking might sound like I'm giving up YouTube and the animals. That's not my intention right now. But I am feeling like I need to work stuff out, because nothing I'm really doing is going anywhere. So I should be grateful that I've put 5 years into YouTube, that, you know, I managed to make an earning for myself, a little earning, which obviously has been stripped from me now temporarily for the demonetization, but that's a different story. But that I put that effort in, and there are still people going now that are not able to earn anything, and they've been going longer than me, and they are well deserving of it. So I'm not trying to be ungrateful. And the people that have banded together for my Patreon account to help me keep going with my projects have been amazing. You've been amazing people. And that is a wonderful thing. But I also feel that aside from these wonderful people that are helping me keep going at the moment, what am I really doing? Because my view count's rubbish. It's pretty rubbish. You might look at my channel, for people that don't really understand, and see this nearly 7,000 subscribers and think he's doing all right. But just because somebody's clicked a subscribe button doesn't mean anything if they're not watching what you do. And I think to myself, the time and effort that I've really been putting into everything here is what I want to express to the world. And the world doesn't really care. So those few hundred of you that still watch, and I will get back to these comments in a minute, those few hundred of you that still watch me, thank you. But I'm like, why don't I actually have what it takes to have that bit more? Do you know what my dream was? It's very small, actually. The one thing I've tried to achieve on this channel in the last 3 years is to hold a solid 500 views plus per video, which would make me nowhere near a living, It wouldn't even make me a quarter of a living. But that's kind of been the goal of mine, and I've never achieved it in anything. Sometimes I've got 2 or 3 videos that have popped that out, and then I get the one that gets like 200 views. And I get not everyone's going to want to watch everything I do, and I do appreciate that. But I also feel like I really do put in a fucking lot. And that's all I've been doing is working in my day job and then working here. And what does it really mean? What does it mean to share these projects and these things where I'm trying to help the hobby? What does it matter sharing something that people don't care to see? I'm not a greedy guy. I'm not going to sit there and go, I want to be a millionaire from YouTube. But what I want to be able to do is have that time where I can earn enough perhaps to stop the day job, so that everything I do can be documented, because I'm tired. I'm so tired. With things like the Project Paradise, the stick insect thing, one part of that was my organisation skills of counting up over, trying to date them. So when I pass them on, people know I haven't dated a single thing. I don't have the time. I collect them. They're undated. Like the animals are getting fed, they're getting their water, they're getting everything they need, but I've not got the organisation behind it. You know, I'm stuck with like what? I've sold 30 LPs to Skinny Legs, and I'm selling 40 LPs to Becky's Bugs and Grubs. Or I have sold, I just haven't sent them yet. So I'm still left with a bulk of LPs that I'm not even really pushing to pass on. And LPs aren't worth nothing really anyway, you know what I mean? But like, if I don't have the time to be doing those little things that are a part of what I love, then something's going wrong. And it's time. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with the realization that I've been living in a dream world, basically. That I will not be somebody famous, but be somebody that holds some form of value. I've got a real thing about wanting to hold value to people. I don't know where that came from in my life. I think it's because in my younger years, I never stuck to anything. I was a useless kid, basically. And then when things changed as I got older, I thought, no, here's the time. Don't be afraid anymore. You show the world what you've got. And for a time that worked, but things got bigger. Things got expensive. I mean, if you look at what I've done in here in this realm, this has come to 4 or 5 times more than I've ever earned from every penny that you lovely people have given me on YouTube. So it's draining all my spare money, and I'm having this holiday made me think, like, why did I do that when I could get out there more? And you could sit there and you could say, change your job, take some time for yourself, take some holidays. But you've also got to have the right people to go on holiday with, you know? I'm a single guy. I'm a happily single guy. I'm not looking for a relationship, but I am a single guy whose friends also work a lot. And most of my friends don't even live in the same town as me, who I can very rarely go and see. I've got very few people that are interested in this hobby where I live. So I spend my days trying to cheer myself up, sending photos and conversations to people that I can't even see unless I go to a show. I put my time and effort into things that nobody really wants to watch anymore. And I'm like, where's my life gone? I used to feel proud of everything that I did here. I used to feel proud of every project, even the ones that failed. The pride's gone right now because I know I'm hungover and I'm tired and I might feel differently tomorrow. But, you know, I need to change things in my life and I'm not quite sure how to do that at the minute. So, in a bit of a weird place. And I'm sorry I haven't read things yet, but I'm a little bit emotional. And if I start reading things, it might make it worse. So this is more put out here for me to vent out to you guys, because you only ever see the smiley, happy, occasionally a bit pissed off, but you know, you just see the shield, the wall that was put up that masks what goes on in here. And I'm not quite sure what to do. I'm not sure what to do. It's difficult. It's very difficult. I know that there's probably a few of you that have put some really lovely comments. And it's not that I don't believe you. I've got some wicked friends that send me really positive, lovely messages and, you know, have some respect for me. And that's lovely. But at the same time, I don't see it anymore in myself. And I think this in turn is going to be a good thing. This self-realization phase is going to be a good thing because it means I can grow stronger. Not hide behind walls as such, you know? But right now, I'm confused about what path to take. And those that are messaging me, I will read them in a bit. So I'm sorry that you've had to listen to something so depressing and seen a side of me I didn't want anyone to really see. But if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have slept. I just sat here and questioned myself. So here you are. Not everybody is as strong as you think they are. Not everybody is like you see in their videos. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are suffering that are these happy, jolly YouTubers. In fact, I know for a fact that some of these people suffer. And I even have a margin of guilt for me letting out things here today when these people haven't been able to do the same. But I will read these in a moment now. But I do want to just say I don't know what to do. And that's what I'm looking for the direction for. I don't know what to do. And this holiday period, I've taken time off. My fun things are done. I can see some friends tomorrow, which is lovely. And I look forward to that. And I have my brother's birthday the day after. And then I have my daughter for a couple of days. All good things before I go back to work. But having that small amount of freedom to do what I wanted to do, I decided I wanted to go up and see the guys at Skinny Legs because it was cheap travel. It wasn't that far. I can do it in a day and come back the same day. choosing to see a friend that I hadn't seen in something like 15 odd years was probably the best thing I've ever done, because I've got a lot of good friends, but for some weird, for whatever reason, to be able to actually open up, and I think it was partly just because I was away from home, and it wasn't for anything YouTube related. It wasn't for anything but for me, that I realised how much I don't actually do for me anymore. Project Paradise, the most expensive thing I've ever been doing, is about helping a hobby. So it's about helping thousands of people and the livelihoods of the animals. And I can feel great about that if it works. But it's not about me, you know? Getting new animals is lovely. It's my choice. So it is kind of about me. But, you know, once they're homed and half of them burrow away or whatever, it's like, what now? You know, that excitement is short-lived. It's nice to, obviously on feeding days and stuff, getting new enclosures and lovely new enclosures set up that look beautiful for about a week. They're all just short fixes to your mentality to feel better. They're not, nothing's real, you know? Or I just need time. I need time to figure things out, and I need time to have this passion for in here again and be able to provide you guys with stuff that you actually want to see. Oh, fuck me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, let's have a little look. What I will be doing, guys, because I don't think I could probably scroll back through everything. So I think what I'll do is I'll look through your comments later. Because I think I appreciate you writing stuff, but I think that if I just read it, I don't know, I just don't. I know what kind of messages you guys are going to write, and however much that's so lovely, it's going to be hard for me right now to believe it, to see it through your eyes, maybe. Yeah. So I'm going to have a few reads of some, and in no disrespect to you guys, I'm not going to be pulling up your comments on the screen or reacting specifically to what you say. I'm reading them for me for now, okay? So I'll have a read, but I'm not going to address them right now because I'll find that a little bit difficult. So I'm just going to have a moment now where I'm just going to look through some of the things that you said myself, okay? There's some nice comments here. Thank you. You're very nice people. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your kind words. And like I said, I don't know if anyone's joined after, so you might have missed it. Like, I'm not here to say I'm stopping all of this. You know, I'm not deleting the channel. I'm not disappearing. I'm just not sure what direction to put myself in at the moment. So if you see missed days of videos, perhaps, and I don't know, I might have to stop some of the live streams in the weeks for the moment, just for the moment, until I can catch up in my head with what I want. Because as soon as I go back to work Friday, it's going to have to be that same routine of one job to what feels like almost another job. And I need to be able to find the time in between for me. And, you know, I've got a lot of good friends that will say to me, you know, let's go out and do some fun things. And it's hard because when we're out doing those fun things, all I can think about is, you know, I've got to get this done by this time, this, you know, a video, or, oh, I need to water everything when I get home, or it's going to be a feeding day coming up for a specific type of animal or whatever, or I need to go and get more bramble for the stick insects. These are the things that, like, they're constantly in my mind that I'm struggling to do anything. But while I was away yesterday, I didn't think about any of that. I didn't think about YouTube at all. I didn't really go through many messages on my phone. I didn't, you know, it was only really one whole day, because today I was just dying hungover. You know, it was just one whole day of me not being in the same old town, not seeing the same old faces, having a bit of a heart-to-heart discussion, letting loose a bit to make me realize how much I was just doing out of routine, and I don't know how to stop it, because I have to feed my animals. I'm not giving them up because I do love them. And, you know, you can say take a break from YouTube and stuff, but, like, it really messes with your algorithm. So if I were to take a break, I would have to build back up for you guys to even notice I've done videos half the time. Like me cutting down my Wednesdays to do live streams, that's had its effect and all. Like, it's constantly having an effect. And then with this demonetization that's happened to me, it's hard to follow the statistics so much. It's all just very, very difficult, and I don't want to be unhappy anymore. And I didn't realize I was. That was the real eye opener. I thought I was happy, but I wasn't, with a lot of things, not just the stuff that I've mentioned here today, but with some personal life issues as well. Yeah, so it's a bit scary to me to have that realization. And, you know, I can see through here that other people have been going through this hard time. And I said that earlier, that I know some of these people are. And, you know, I'll be there for you guys if you want to have a chat, because no one should suffer alone. But I find it difficult with me because there's not a lot of people. This is another, like, real upsetting issue to me, is not a lot of people truly actually understand me for me. I could probably put that number into one hand, and I know a lot of people that can see through certain parts of me, that can see when stuff is actually wrong, and understand when I'm trying to express something that maybe I'm not expressing it fully, but they understand that. And, you know, one handful when you know quite literally hundreds of people is quite tough for me, because I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore. I really don't. Um, yeah, there's some nice advice things put here as well. But I feel a little bit far gone to not think about these things now. To be able to train my brain to think differently now is going to be difficult. People are right on what you've been saying here. I know that these people were right in the comments and what friends have told me. I mean, bloody hell, I learned some things yesterday that I just did not see before. Things I've been blinded to in my own life for many years, which we're not going to discuss. I've got a lot of respect for people that can do that. It's just now is like, where to go? I feel like I needed more time. I needed more time off from my current job to figure things out. And all I've really got now is a few busy days ahead. And they're all days that, they really are for kind of, well, they're not all for other people. Tomorrow, where I'm seeing some friends, that's about all of us, but after that, it's all about, the other people. And then I'm straight back to work. I do know that I need to plan my holidays quite well at work. I need to just start booking some time off way in advance, perhaps, and then going, what am I going to do with this time after it's been maybe approved from my work? So pick something 2 months down the line, another week, and not even decide what I'm going to do with it till much closer to the time, which is a bit crap when you don't have any funding, because if you have a money problem during that week off, then you're a bit screwed. I know life isn't about money, but you kind of need money to travel, to go and do things. So that's the only idea I can think of, is just randomly booking myself another week in maybe 2 months' time, something like that, and just going with the flow there. I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm not going to be that much longer on here, guys, because, like I said, this was unexpected. I came home and I felt all right. I felt, obviously I was sad because I had realised some things, but it was that walking into this room that suddenly made me realise more about my life. I was just like, I'm going to crumble if I don't talk to somebody, and who better to talk to on that part of this realisation than the people that actually watch those videos, the people that are actually there, and people that enjoy what I do. And that's why I decided to vent live, because I thought I'm just going to have a breakdown in here, house. The other stuff I have to deal with in my own time, in my own way, and that's not stuff I'm willing to discuss with you guys, I'm afraid, because it's got no link to anything animal YouTube related. But having this stuff as well, obviously, has kind of kicked me a bit here. So I am sorry that you've had to witness this, and I do appreciate all the kindness from you. But in my head right now, I can't figure out the right path. Even by looking at you guys' advice on here, it makes sense. But the actual finding of the path towards that and the mentality towards those paths and those solutions is still what I'm struggling to work out here. Like, I'm really questioning who the hell I even am right now, and that's being really tough, you know. I mean, I was making jokes only yesterday. A lot of the pubs were fully booked up, and I was making jokes like as if I was someone more than I was. Do you know who I am? I'm Bugman Sam. Like, as in, you got to let me in the pub. Just banter, you know. But I don't feel that today at all. Like, I don't even feel like making those jokes, and that's when something don't feel right. When I can't even push that humor. I don't know, guys. I don't know. And here's another thing before I go, actually. Me and a friend of mine, actually, not the same friend I was talking about here, me and a long-term friend of mine, we quite often have this discussion and we normally laugh about it. But right now I'm starting to actually believe it to be true. And this sounds a little bit crazy, so don't worry, I'm not actually going insane. But I used to say to her, I feel like I've always lived for other people's happiness. And like choices that I've made that have negatively affected me have always positively affected somebody else. So I just feel more like a sim, you know, from the computer game. And I just feel like people just like to mess with me. And I don't get me wrong, there are people in far worse situations in life than me. There are people that are going through hell, okay? And I'm not saying I'm worse off than any of those people. But what feels like to me is really like as if my purpose on this planet is to set the right paths for everybody but me. Like I'm literally just there as everyone else's pathfinder, when my own goals and ambitions are actually just hazy and fogged over. And we've joked about that for years because there are so many incidents, especially with that person, that they could discuss that something rubbish happened to me that just caused utter bliss to somebody else. It is insane. It is insane. Like, I've even felt like it, and I shouldn't feel this way. I know this is wrong to feel this way, but I even feel like it sometimes in the YouTube game, because there has been times where I've had certain people that have approached me and they've kind of wanted to not use me as such, but in a way to gain themselves some subscribers. And I don't mind that, actually. It doesn't bother me. And then I've seen that those same people that I've, you know, some people, I'm not naming names, that I've helped have like then grown above me, which is still nice, you know, that's fine. But the bit that bothers me is sometimes those then people turn their nose up at me like I'm nothing, or they don't got time for me, you know. There are people that when I started YouTube now that are really, really high up in that world of it, who I don't even have contacts for anymore. People that I used to have conversations with are too good for me now, you know what I mean? And I feel that I've set some people on paths that have boosted them to getting to their dreams on their channels, while I just stray behind. You know, how can a subscriber count go up that much and your view count not? Here is the bit that is disturbing. A lot of YouTubers only get around about 10% of their subscribers as their viewers. So you'll see a lot of 1,000 subscriber people with 100 views on a video. It's just the way it is. You know, you see people with 10,000 subscribers that are getting 1,000 views per video. 100,000 subscribers getting 10,000 views per video. I'm like 100 and a bit short of 7K. But let's drop it even more. Let's say I'm on 6K. So chopping off 800 odd people, 800 people, whatever I've got, I don't actually look. I'm still not even getting that 10%, because that 10% would then be 600 views per video, which is like all I've ever wanted was 500 plus. So I'm not even getting 10%. I'm getting more like 3% of my subscriber count. So all of you people that sit there only getting like 100 views, look at your sub count and say to yourself, actually, my ratio from subscribers to views is a hell of a lot better than someone like me, for example. And that is bothersome as well, because I'm happy at 10%. But 3% is pretty savage, let's be honest. And I don't know if it's because I started boring people, or if it's because they found other channels more interesting, or because there's been so many channels crop up over the past couple of years on similar subjects that they found their favorites and I no longer was on that list. You know, I can't blame everybody for their decisions, but it is a bit of a ball ache. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, I think I need to sort myself out another holiday. I don't know who with. I don't know who to see, what to do, but I want to make another one for me. Another real self-realization, another self-realization holiday, but with enough time for me to sort stuff out. And you never know, I might wake up tomorrow and this will just be fine. It might take a week, it might take 2. I don't know. And I'm sure it will be okay again. But I am struggling right now with seeing the light and the path to take. I'm also a social person. So there's been quite a lot of comments on here talking about other hobbies and things. This is what I do on my own, generally. My animals. This is my hobby. YouTube is slightly different. That's like another hobby, sort of. And although they're linked, they're also separate. You know, I don't film every feed I do. I don't film every time I water something. I don't film every molt that happens. I don't even film every new edition. I don't film everything that's died, everything that I've sold on or passed on. I don't film everything. So that's why the actual keeping is also a separate hobby to the YouTube for me. So I have a lonely hobby, basically. The problem is I need to socialize. I need the right types of people around me to have another hobby with, if you know what I mean. And sometimes I just struggle to even feel grateful. You know, if a friend wants to do something, that should make me feel amazing, but it doesn't always do that. Sometimes it just feels like that should feel great, and this person's doing something for me and it's still not feeling great. It's tricky. It's really, really tricky. So I think I'm gonna have to call this, guys, because I'm just gonna be going in circles saying the same old things. Now, I've heard my phone go off a lot. If I don't reply to you today, don't think anything bad's going to happen or that I'm deliberately ignoring you, and I'll get back to you tomorrow, because there's been quite a lot of messages going off on here. And as I said, sometimes it's easier for me to just read right now. So some of you I might get back to you today. Some of you I might get back to you tomorrow. Some of you might have to wait a few days. Don't take it personally. It'll just be when I know what I can say. And it would be easier if I could really share with you everything that's wrong, but I'm not gonna. Okay, because the other side is something I've got to figure out on my own. There is the other personal life stuff. There are things that nobody can actually help me with. They're the things I have to do on my own. So yeah, thank you for coming on, talking to me. Thank you for those that do view my content and those that are there for me. Thank you to those that do support me financially, especially through this time with no monetization on, no ad revenue, no YouTube membership. You guys through Patreon have changed everything to allow me to still carry on these projects. And thanks to any of my real friends that watch, real friends, sorry, you are my real friends. Thanks to any of my personal, actual, that I see on a daily basis type friends who might be watching this or watching this back on a replay. You know, yeah, you all are wonderful people, and that's why I needed to come out and speak to you. So, I know that I have read these comments, and I'm going to go back and read them all again. It's been an emotional one. And again, I apologize that I haven't brought up any comments on screen or any people on screen or addressed any comment particularly, because I just can't right now. I can't, but I appreciate reading them, so thank you. Okay, I'm gone, guys. All right, thank you very much for watching. All the thanks, and just bear with me getting back to people's messages. Okay, I need to take a moment for myself right now. But yeah, I'm going to click the end button now. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye bye.